Look at them blue skies. It's nice out here today. I bet it's probably, well, I bet it's close to 50 degrees. Let's find out here. Current temperature in Salmon, Idaho. But you ever had one of those days where...
The current temperature in Salmon is 42 degrees.
42. I bet it was higher earlier. Anyway, we live against this cliffside. So the days are short. The sun goes behind the hill and it gets cold real quick. But you ever had one of those days when you set out to do something and you just get derailed? Somebody messes you up? It seems to happen a lot. But it's, I mean, if you look at this shadow, I mean, it's right here. Another 15 minutes is going to be cold and in the Arctic. I have that beaver that was in the back of the truck a couple of days ago that I set off into the pump house to thaw out. I was planning on thawing him out and skinning that today, but I don't have time now. My daylight is gone. But what happened is I went into a grocery store there for just 3 things. Just 3 quick things, and 2 of them were the same thing. The same shelf and everything. All I had to do is grab them and go. Shouldn't have taken me more than maybe 15 minutes if the line was long. Here I am, probably a good hour later. I got cornered by some religious fanatic. I mean, real nice guy. I really didn't want to be rude to him or nothing, but dang, I got things I want to get done today. And I didn't get to him. And he was going on and on and on about how the end times are here and all this stuff, which maybe he's right, maybe he's not, but why did he single me out? I mean, holy smokes. Kind of messed me up. But anyway, I'm just going to show this here. Look at here. Looky here, looky here. We have bees flying around. Like I said, it is a beautiful day. So, since I can't get my beaver peeled, I'm going to go check on these bees here quick, and I can see them flying. Actually, I bet you can see them in this camera. Look at that. They are out and about. Good to know they wintered over. So, I think I'm going to grab my head net and crack into those and make sure they have enough feed if the weather turns cold again. Looking at the weather report, I don't think it's supposed to. I mean, I don't know how they can go so far in advance, but all of February and up until the 12th of March looks pretty nice. Oh, I don't know. Maybe spring really is going to be early this year. I hope so. I got a lot to do this spring. I don't want it to drag on like it has the last few years, 'cause if it does, it's really going to mess me up. There's that black duck. Look at him. He is so black, he's almost blue. When the sun hits him, he's kind of a green almost. Green-blue. Pretty thing. Anyway, let's go look at these bees. Can't believe, I mean, it's January, almost February, but it's January. I can't believe they're out there flying in that force. I'm happy to see that they're alive. Well, anyway, get my head net on here and lift this box lid and see if there's any honey up here where they can get to it. There is a lot of bees here. This is why this hive is, we left it so tall. If we shortened it, it would have been overcrowded. No, I was really worried that there was going to be too much empty airspace and too cold for them, but apparently they've done all right. Let's see what this looks like here. Small amount of honey on this one, not enough to do much. I don't see the queen anyplace. She should be deeper down anyway, but sometimes you never really know. Okay, that one is empty. Well, there is a little honey on there. Okay, so this stuff here, this white stuff, that's honey. And all this is honey. So that frame, I'll leave in for sure. It's got some food on it. I want to put it toward the middle here. So far, I think they're looking okay. That one's the same way. That white, that's all capped honey. They should be alright, at least for a little while. Not a lot. They're going to go through that pretty quickly, really. I don't know what's in those lower boxes. There should be some more honey down in them. Now, this hive that died out had some honey in it. And we purposely left it so I could add these. Now that frame, that's all honey. Both sides. That'll keep them going for quite a while. I'm going to put that right square, well, maybe not square in the middle, next one over. We were hoping to be able to keep that for ourselves, but I'd rather have the bees alive if I can. There's another one that's got quite a bit of honey. That side's empty though. I'll put that one in there too. So in that dead hive, we have at least 2 more full frames. I'm going to wait and put these in a little later. Oh, shoot, let's see. This one, I can put that one back in too. Let's see what's on this one. Maybe. Oh, there's my queen. She's alive. Cool. Okay, so this last one. That one has very little honey. I'll swap it out. Alright, well that's a good sign. The queen was right there on that frame, toward the outside edge though. Never in a million years did I think I'd be out here in January working bees. At least not to that extent, but that's good. We got, I mean, at least this upper box has quite a little bit of honey left. I'll check them again here if the weather stays nice. This box here, this is the one that died out. Let's see, can you see that? Yeah. That's the one that died out. All these bees in here, they didn't make it. It's pretty sad, really, but there wasn't enough of them. The bees need a pretty fair number of them to stay warm. They're amazing little critters. What they do is they'll get into a big cluster. Get the camera off of here. They get into a big cluster of bees and they vibrate their wings and things, and basically almost like people and animals do when they shiver. It's kind of the same deal. It creates heat. Bees don't hibernate. It's kind of a wonder that they make it at all in the wild, but they need to be fairly warm, fairly insulated, which is what this black tar paper does. It collects the heat from the sun. Nighttime though, I mean those nights where it got 20 below, I was kind of worried that we weren't going to have any bees, but obviously there's a lot of them in there, and I did see the queen. So this hive, unless things change drastically, I think it's going to make it. We saved back, I think, at least one frame that's full of honey that's in the house, and there's at least one more in this box here, the one that died, and I'll check these again, and if they need it, I'll put that honey in to feed them. That capped honey, what they do, the reason they collect this stuff is because of winter, not to feed people, that's for sure. But they'll seal it up with wax and basically, almost like people do canning vegetables and things. They put it away and they store it for winter. And as they need it, they'll dig into it and eat it. But the trouble is, that clump of bees in the center, they have to be in there vibrating and to stay warm. Anyway, they have to be in the center to stay warm. And if the feed is too far away from the center, if the honey is, they can't get to it. They get over there away from that center warmth and they don't make it back. It takes too long to uncap that honey and come back with it. They die. So you want to make sure your honey is close to where they are. On the outside isn't going to do you a lot of good. This smaller hive, looking at it, not only did they get cold, but they had a lot of honey left, but it was all on the outside edge. If you look at some of those, well, I'll show you here. If you look at some of these, they have burrowed into the honeycomb as far as they could. They were hungry, and they were basically starving. Here we go. This one here is a real good example. This one, that bee's half in there. This one here, all you can see is its butt. I don't know if you can see all these, but those are just the back end of a bunch of bees. They crawled in there to get something to eat, and that's where they died. They didn't make it back out. They got too cold to do it. Oh, that's kind of sad. These here, these cells, they don't do it in the wintertime, of course, but these are the makings of queen cells. They were wanting to leave us. Well, those, you'd want to squish them, get rid of them. But let's see, show you another one of these frames here. This one, see how they're all kind of huddled together? They were fighting like crazy to stay warm, and they didn't make it. It's kind of a sad deal. Here's a bunch more, basically bee butts poking up out of there. They trying to get something to eat, but then just a couple of frames over, here's a completely full frame of honey, completely full, both sides. And I put one of them in that other hive just now too, so they had at least two frames completely full of honey. There was lots of food for them. They just couldn't stay warm and get to it, which in a way is kind of my fault. We did move it to the middle, but then it got cold and we never kept moving it to the middle. Here's another frame. See, there's lots of honey in here. That one's completely full. That makes 3 full frames. That one's mostly full. Lots for them to eat, but they froze and they starved anyway. Like I said, this beekeeping stuff, it's really enjoyable. But man, there's a lot to go wrong and a lot to learn. We've been really lucky to have Dan, who's had Salmon Valley honey forever, as a friend, and he's taught us a lot, but obviously we're not very good at it. We keep losing hives, taking all the advice we can, listening to him and studying on the computer and all this stuff, and I've had a lot of comments and things on beekeeping, but the thing to remember on that I appreciate the advice, but what works in the Midwest doesn't work in Idaho. We get a lot colder. There's a lot less. We don't have the, we don't have the crops. We don't have, fields and fields and fields of flowers with vegetables growing and things like that. We don't. We have alfalfa, which is probably the major one, and we have wildflowers, really. And there's just not enough for them. It's a whole different ball game. But anyway, like I said, today didn't go as planned, but I guess I got a little bit done. Got good news on the bees. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Tomorrow, I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, but Hillbilly has been after me to try to do a video a day, and it ain't easy. It ain't easy at all, but I'm trying. So anyway, hope you'll keep watching. Yeah, look at here. There's no way. Look where that sun line is. No way I could have got that beaver done. That sun is going to be over the hill, and even right here where I'm standing is going to be dark here in a minute. It's only 2:30 in the afternoon, guys. Maybe 3 by now. Not as many bees out here flying around either. I think they are starting to go back in their house. These guys here, they better get out from underneath that tar paper or they're not going to find the entrance. Got that broom, I'll sweep them out. Anyway, enough babbling. Thanks for watching, and see you folks later.